Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Safety Systems. Folks, when it comes to audio-video systems, nobody in East Tennessee can match Safety Systems. For example, take a look at this summer special. Get this. Let's say you wanted a brand new 55-inch Sony HD television set, you wanted a top-of-the-line Sonos soundbar, and you want all that equipment installed, and you want to be trained on it, all for under $3,500. It's only going to happen through one group, Safety Systems. Give J.J. Surlis and the guys at Safety Systems a call. Ask them about the Sports Source Summer Special. Fantastic stuff from Safety Systems. All right, now let's take a look over at the Safety Systems drawing board. We have some interesting data here for you to absorb. First, this is from Phil Steele, the numbers guru, SEC football, college football guru. He has looked at the percentage of Letterman returning, okay? And as you can see there, Missouri, 73% of their Lettermen are back. Then you got Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, University of Mississippi, Arkansas. 8th is Tennessee. 8th is Tennessee in terms of percentage of Lettermen returning in the SEC. Florida, dead last. Career starts among O-linemen. We'll remember that last year Tennessee only had 6 starts returning, and those were all with one player. Still, they're way down on the list. Mississippi with 120 starts. Wow. That's going to be a good O-line. Missouri, again, going to be overlooked this year, 97 starts returning. Kentucky, Vandy, Arkansas, Georgia, South Carolina, LSU. Then you got Tennessee with 64 starts returning. And you consider the fact that all the guys who started last year probably aren't going to be starting this year. You're going to have some of them that will, but not all of them. So that number may be skewed a little bit more. My question, Tennessee's picked as a sleeper in the East. Do either of those statistics change your feeling a little bit about the season?
Well, they're very surprising, I'll say that. I would have thought Tennessee would be much higher, especially in Letterman. You know, maybe not so much offensive line, but in Letterman returning.
And a lot of transfers. But
we talked about Missouri for a moment last week. I mean, Missouri is going to be slept on again this summer, and they have a schedule that's very favorable. That's the team that I think should be the sleeper again, because Georgia's going to be the overwhelming favorite in the East.
In terms of Letterman returning, I mean, look at how many of those are from the SEC West. So you could still feel good about the SEC East, that you still rank, pretty high in that. But I'm like Mike. I thought Tennessee would have been top 5 in both of them fairly easily.
Yeah, you'll play Missouri, Alabama, Vanderbilt, and Arkansas that all have more Letterman returning.
I'm picking Missouri to win the whole league because I have underestimated them for 2 years. I'm not going to make that mistake again. My mistake's going to be overestimated.
Bob, what do you think? Final word.
I don't think that I'm a little bit surprised. I don't think it makes that big of a difference, because break it down as to where the Lettermen come from. I mean, do you have a lot of Lettermen who are special teams guys that you have returning compared to you've got Letterman on your defensive line, your linebackers? So it can skew it a little bit. So I'm not concerned about the Letterman, and I'm going to be concerned about the offensive line until the season.
I think isn't it just offense and defense? Isn't that how they do it? And maybe a kicker or two?
That's special.
I don't know how Phil still breaks it down.
Right. Okay, but it's still an interesting stat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you want more Letterman returning than not.
Sure.
So I think if Tennessee's below the midway point, I think that's an issue. So, all right. When we come back, Mark Pancratz rejoins us. Going to talk a little Tennessee basketball. Also, a breakup down at Auburn. We'll talk about that. Come on back on the Sports Source.
Follow the Sports Source online at sportsource.tv and on Twitter at SportsSourceTV.